Okay, so here I've attached and smoothed in something for the mouth, the nose, the eyes, the ears. And that's what I decided I needed. I can check the back. No, I don't think I need anything there. Now we're going to be drawing in the details. So I don't need the rest of my clay. Any extra clay you have, I'll have a bag on the table you can put it in, and we can always reuse that in another project for another grade level, something like that. We don't want to waste it, so just put it in the bag. Now I'm going to draw in the details. So first thing I'm going to do is once again check that it's smooth in here and it's the depth of my thumb. So I did a quick check. I know I can set it on the table and I can refine the shapes. Now I can draw on the details like these eyes. I have here a pupil for a cat. They're long and skinny, so I'm going to do that. I have an eyelid. I can draw that eyelid up over the top. Now some of this, of course, I can paint too, but with clay it's fun to not only paint it, but have it on there as texture. So here's the eyelid. Now clay, as it dries, it shrinks. So we want to make sure that the lines are kind of not deep but wide. Now notice I get those little clay crumbles and I just kind of brush them off. And I'm going to go along the nose here. I think I'm going to make the nose more like my picture, which comes up here. And then as the sides, I'm going to stick up the cat's nose. Sorry, kitty. Just try to make it look the way my picture does as much as possible. Now some of you are going to run into, and I don't want you to get really frustrated, your bobblehead may start to look not a thing like your picture. And it's all about learning how to work with clay. So if your bobblehead ends up looking different, mine's got bigger eyes, then you learned a lot about clay, you learned what clay can do, and just make it into something you like. Even if it doesn't look like your picture, make it something you like. I think in the ears I'm going to do this rather than what I do in my pictures. Sometimes artists change their mind as they go along. I do that a lot. Once again, sticking the stick up its nose. The whiskers. I decided I would take my clay tool. Now notice how I've got my hand inside of the pinch pot again, because I don't want to wreck it. I don't want to mess up my pinch pot. I don't want to collapse it. And then this mouth, which looks kind of like a mustache. Great, I have a cat with a mustache. And this part of the mouth. And then I might even try, I have these flowers. I'm going to try poking them in with this. Now my hand's on the inside, so I'm going to see if I can create a flower petal-like pattern. That kind of works. I was thinking of some flowers. One time I had my toenails painted, and they painted these cute little flowers on my toenails. It was really cool. So that's the flowers I was thinking about. And I'm going to try to put a couple more on the back. I always keep my hand on the inside. And maybe I'll put one more over here. I just don't want to wreck the inside. So I'm not pushing super hard. Okay, there he is. Lovely. So not quite like my picture, but certainly has stranger eyes than my picture. And I'm going to be good at that because I think it's funny. Nice, bigger than the other. So let's check the inside. Make sure we didn't wreck it. Smooth out, especially that top. Don't let it get too thin. Make sure it's the depth of your thumb. Any cracks or splits, let's fix them. And then You need to know it's yours. So we're going to take our clay tool, and inside you're going to put your initials. So I put K-H. I don't even think you can see that. Yeah, vaguely. There's a K and an H in here. Make sure that's in there, because even though you may recognize your bobblehead, it's going to look different next time you see it. It'll be dry, it'll be fired, and it won't look quite the same. Then I make sure I can see my initials, make sure the top is smooth, make sure it's the length of my finger, make sure it sits kind of flat, check the eyes and the nose, make sure everything is lovely, and there it is.